Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, little bit of outdated wrestling talk or whatever there. Let's take it back to 2 nights ago there and start off with a little Dynamite review. First match, Jon Moxley defeated Wheeler Yuta. It was supposed to be Moxley against Brian Kendrick or whatever. Why would they bring this guy in? Like, this shows how desperate they are. They're gonna bring anybody in that WWE lets go. And it turns out that he's a big conspiracy theorist there. Him and his buddy Paul London. 2 weirdos, 2 conspiracy theorists. They write lots of weird stuff in the past. Weird interviews. And apparently some of this stuff came up there. That he's a Holocaust denier. Different things like this there. Just your average conspiracy lunatic or whatever there. And he got released, I guess, or pulled before he starts or whatever. So he was replaced by megastar Wheeler Yuta, who was accompanied by Orange Cassidy and indie favorite Danhausen. And this Danhausen was doing goofy stuff or whatever, distracting Moxley, so the match went way longer than it should have. There was an attempt to make Wheeler Yuta look strong a little, and why, I don't know. Wheeler Yuta looks like a fucking geek, a fucking nerd, you know what I mean. And he has no business even being in the ring with Moxley. That's what I think there, but Moxley won the match finally after like 15 minutes or whatever there. It's okay there, I guess. It wasn't a terrible match, but this Wheeler Yuta looks like a fucking goof again. And for me, it's hard to get interested in a match with guys that look like little buffoon, you know what I mean. And then Brian came out there, Brian Danielson or whatever. Daniel Bryan came out there and he wants to form a stable with Moxley. He's been staring at him for 3 weeks there. Some kind of staring storyline or whatever. And now he wants to form a stable, right? And during his promo, he pretty much buried everybody in AEW, right? The champ, the world champ, is a millennial cowboy. So, again, they're making their world champ look like a clown, and he does look like a clown, you know? He said one half of the tag team champs is a guy dressed up like a dinosaur, and the TNT champ is a vlogger or whatever, like. And it's true there, it's all nerdy shit. He says the crowd, they don't like me, but they know I'm saying the truth. Yeah, we support all this garbage, yeah. You know, it's because of these goofy fans that they have a millennial cowboy as the champ. Like, why is he champ for real? Like, and then Brian says he wants to be together with Moxley. Maybe they want to have sex together. I don't know. He wants to be with him in the group, and he wants to bring in Wheeler Yuta and Lee Moriarty, that goof with a mask that comes out dancing or whatever the fuck it is that he does there. Somebody else that he mentioned, and he wants to form this yet another fucking stable there. And, you know, So, well, apparently Moxley has time to think about it. Like, why the fuck do you need another stable? Like, can't Moxley just wrestle by himself, Bryan by himself? You know. So another possible stable yet again there. Then it was Brandy Rhodes, Dan Lambert having a promo. It's pretty much becoming same old shit. Like, I'm not a fan of Brandy Rhodes, but y'all have done this for a month straight. You know what I mean? Lambert bashing Brandy Rhodes or whatever. And every time she tried to talk, the fans would fuck up her promo, basically. The fans hijacked the segment and pretty much destroyed it or whatever. And then Paige Van Zandt came out. First, Brandy gave him a very fake-looking slap or whatever. Oh, I want to beat the shit out of you, but I got somebody else that can do it. And then it's Paige Van Zandt that comes out. There's a pull apart, just a completely fucking destroyed segment, thanks to the fans or whatever. I'm sure they think they're cool by bashing Brandy, but at the same time, you're destroying the show that you love or whatever. The show that you're hijacking there, I mean. Tony Khan, I'm sure he must enjoy that his own fans are ruining the segments and stuff like this, you know. Second match, Malachi Black and Brody King defeated Pac and Penta in a fucking boring tag team match there. Like, it's okay, but it starts with Pac with a blindfold around his eyes there for the first 3-4 minutes, and he's dodging stuff with the blindfold and doing goofy wrestling moves with the blindfold, some goofy shit from martial arts movies or whatever. Jean-Claude Van Damme with the blindfold there, just corny, goofy shit, and then it was just a long fucking match there. It was okay, but to me, I thought it was boring there. Adam Cole was upset backstage that he lost to Orange Cassidy or whatever. He says he's still undefeated because of this lights out bullshit or whatever there. Which was a shit match in my opinion there, and he says he's moving on to bigger things, and he has a big match against Evil Uno coming up. Hey! And after that, you're gonna know what I want. What a fucking shit feud for the world title or whatever. There, Adam Cole against Adam Page there. Two boring fucks called Adam is gonna be the feud. I don't fucking know there. Third match, Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho. It was an ugly match. I mean, the match was okay, but both women are ugly, folks. Moving on there. The Gun Club attacked Jungle Boy backstage. Some cheap, third-rate backstage assault real fast. They open the doors. They throw him in the snow. Right? It looks so childish, like kids having a play fight in the snow. His friends come out there, the fucking goof dinosaur or whatever, and then Billy and his sons are running shirtless down the streets and they're giggling. Like, what the fuck kind of skit is this? Obviously, Tony Khan, he thinks the snow is fun, I guess. He did a skit in the snow at Beach Break or whatever. Then it's another snow skit this week. They're easily amused, I guess, at AEW there. And Billy Gunn and his sons running away giggling. Like, really? Like... Then you had Adam Page cutting a boring promo, and then Jake the Snake comes out. Adam Page, oh yeah, Adam Page. And then Archer comes out, shut up. And then it's a boring beat down there. Archer attacks Page. Nobody gives a fuck about this, straight up. It looks so cheap and amateurish there, Page and Archer. Like, nobody gives a flying fuck about this. Like, take the belt off this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Put the belt on somebody that has, you know, Bryan or something. If Bryan had the belt and he was involved in segments against other stars, maybe you'd have more viewership or whatever, but this is just fucking cheap. Like, wow. And in the main event, MJF defeated CM Punk. For some reason, the match lasted way too long, like 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Big long stretches of picture-in-picture commercials and stuff. Like, it's not two guys that are made to have a 40-something minute match. Like, if it was CM Punk against Shawn Michaels or something, CM Punk and Bryan, but there's no reason for these two to have a 40-minute match. And, like, Punk, at one point, he tries to do a reverse Hurricane Rana, and he lands right on his fucking head, like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that looks bad a bit, I don't know. But it was way too fucking long. First, MJF, he's got tape. He wraps the tape around him and then a choke over the tape so the ref doesn't see, and Punk like this to the ref, and he's pretending he's getting choked. He's like, looked like such a bad actor. I mean, good God. Then the ref stops the match because, you know, and then the tape falls out or whatever. So the ref restarts. Then, like I said, it's another 30 minutes of commercial and Punk landing on his head, stuff like this. Eventually, Wardlow comes out. Oh, what's Wardlow gonna do? But it felt cheap or whatever. There, Wardlow gives the ring to MJF. MJF gives him the punch. 1, 2, 3. 40 minutes. You know, for this, you know, I don't think this was worth 40 minutes. I like that MJF won or whatever, but I think the match was weird. This, like, you know, and Punk landing on his head like that, I don't know, you know, but overall, I thought this was cheap there, like, okay, and they only got breaking news, folks. Well, not breaking news, it's yesterday's news. 954,000 views for this shit. Alright. 954,000. They've been stretching out this storyline for like a month and a half. Right? It was hot the first week, and then it wasn't. And then you had Sean Spears involved and all of this weird shit there. It went on way too long. And you don't even get 1 million for it. Big fail, you know what I mean? Big fail. Just put the belt on Punk or Bryan or something and try to have real wrestling shows, real program for the world title. And possibly you're going to get more viewers or whatever, you know what I mean? But this is amateur hour there. Some news that I saw the past few days. Shane McMahon apparently released or whatever. So first, Shane is there, right? It's announced that he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber, SummerSlam, or Mania. Then there's conflicting reports. Shane, he's not at the Chamber, not at Mania. To me, it looks like Shane just made an appearance in the Rumble, and the wrestling media is inventing all kind of bullshit. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Right? Oh, he tried to book himself in the Rumble. He was confrontational, arguing with everybody, trying to put himself over. He hurts Jamie Noble. This sounds like fiction, right? They want Shane to be an evil guy so much that they portray him as a monster backstage. Doesn't this look fake? Like it's fake news there, right? And now they're claiming Shane's in the Chamber. He's not announced for the Chamber. Suddenly he got released. He got fired by his own father. Like, who believes that there? That Shane got released. He showed up at the Rumble like a big tyrant there. The evidence for this is that he was one of the last 4 competitors there. Because the video game, when there's 4 people, it stops and they stare at each other there. So Shane being one of the top 4, he had to be beating up Noble to get that to happen. You know what I mean? A big story that Shane was a big psycho hurting people backstage to get himself over there. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? He's the son of the owner, right? He's not a mongoloid. He's not an indie fan. He doesn't behave the way that indie fans portray him. You know what I mean? And now these goofs believe that his father fired his own son. What the fuck is this? Like, and people treat this like it's serious there. Come on, like, maybe he just had an appearance and now he's gone. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, this wrestling news shit is absurd. Seriously, like, sometimes something can be true, that it turns out it's true, but for fuck's sake, 95% of this is fucking fake. Like, goddamn. And sadly, the wrestling fans, well, indie fans, AEW fans, they roll with this shit like if it's real. This is embarrassing. I don't believe for 1 second that any of that shit happened with Shane McMahon. Don't believe it at all. I could be wrong, but for fuck's sake, like, why would Shane just suddenly become a full-on retard out of nowhere? And then he gets released after one incident by his own father. Like, I'm gonna fucking believe this there. Until next time, peace!